Messi Co, breaking Major League en la ciudad del sol. Here in Miami, we know who's el campeón. Leo my team, yeah. Suárez on the field, Alex wedding day team. Como que ya es un win, the trio of singing muchachos. Las familias se escuchan los barrios. Esta camiseta pinky la llevan todos los guachos. Los rookies quedan sin comentarios. Messi ambetea, tiki-taki gol. El estadio Chase bañado en llor y sudor. Aquí se ama y se respeta el balón. Florida es tu casa, acostúmbrate al calor. Estate listo pa' Messi Co. Estate listo pa' Messi Co.
Hello, everybody. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another on-air live episode of Messi Co. I'm Ashley here, as always, with my incredible co-host, Gian. Gian, what's up with you?
Dude, I thought I'd break out my new chain. I've been actually wearing this around, when I go out, when I go to the clubs, when I go to the club scene and I'm at the bar and I'm dancing and, just vibing with drinks in hand and the So I don't know. I thought I'd bring it on. I thought it'd be a good vibes here in the house. I'm also just kidding. I'm never at the club. I'm never at the bars. But I don't know. Somebody gave it to me, and I thought it'd be cool to rock on this episode. We'll see how long it lasts on my around my neck though. So I may just put it on the wall at some point.
It's pretty dope. Well, for this episode of Messi Co, of course, we have a lots to get into. We're now 11 days away from the start of regular season. One more preseason game to go. But of course, what we have to discuss first and foremost is the most recent preseason match in Ecuador. Full crowd, pretty awesome atmosphere, and we got a Messi goal. So, Gian, it's your home court. I'll let you kind of take it away.
I'll say it's my home court as far as it's
Being
Ecuador.
an Ecuadorian, yeah.
But blur this out. Screw SC Barcelona or Barcelona SC. Screw them. That's the team I hate the most in Ecuador. So I am glad that we did not lose to them. Unfortunately, I believe what was the final score? Was it 2-2? Was it?
2-2,
I believe,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't win, but unfortunately we didn't. But at least we didn't lose to them. Look, I'm glad they beat them. Barcelona SC calls themselves the idol of Ecuador. They think they're the biggest and baddest team. They're not. They maybe have the most fans just because Guayaquil is a ginormous city. But the fact that we beat this, that we were able to play so good and look so good early on in the season against a team that it's a South American team. It's a team that finds themselves in Libertadores many times, a team that that tries to invest heavily to bring in good players. I thought that they looked pretty good early on in this early preseason. I also obviously like that Messi scored, which was disgusting. We'll go into that in a bit and talk about how sick that goal was. That looked like prime Messi. The fact that Berterame scored, I thought was sick, absolutely sick. I love that he scored. And look, there have been a lot of talks about Libertadores and Inter Miami going into Libertadores. It looks like the door has been opened. We can talk a little bit about that, but I think this is a preview of what it could look like for Inter Miami to be in a Libertadores game. It was I'll say it was a good game, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, 100%. What's up, Ash and Mike? We already got some people in the chat. Team champions, true enough. We are the champions. Beheld the power of CONMEBOL. I think that's fair to say. I agree that it felt like that CONMEBOL atmosphere. It felt like that, you said it's South American intensity, excitement, passion. And overall, it was a good game. That Messi goal, we saw in the first half, and for that goal, just really strong play by him. You can see everything is running through him. Looked good. I will say, and I think it's something, I'm going to ask you the question, Gian, and you can tell me, and then in the chat, tell me. He comes out in the, I want to say, what was it, 53rd, 57th, something around that time minute, earlier than the game before, and for Messi standards, very early. Stayed on the bench though, stayed out after the match. Was seen sitting and talking with Ian Frey. I have to honestly wonder, what do they talk about? Like, he must be a full English speaker, and we just just will never let people see it. But then was at the facility, etc. Question for you: was this just always part of the plan, knowing he has to play in every preseason match, and then we already have seen some reports that they're all ready for the World Cup, preparing to have a little bit of making sure he feels his best 100% of the time. Was this just always the plan, or do you think there was a little wiggle, little whatever it's called, and he felt something, or nothing to worry about?
It's nothing to worry about. Messi is fine. He's doing good. You can tell he's happy. You can tell he's
You
top
spoke?
physical shape. I spoke to him the other day. He said me. He said he didn't have time to talk. He quick text back. And look,
He
he had.
answered said, "I can't talk right now. I'm sorry."
He said it. He at one point it got a little aggressive. He said, "Cachá, bobo, que mira, bobo," and I told him, "Don't
Que
talk to
mira,
me like that.
bobo.
Do
Yep.
not talk to me like that." And I actually told him, "You know what? I'm not going to text you for a while until you apologize." But look, he looked fine. He looks great. Obviously that goal, that goal that he scored was prime Messi. Messi looking like he's 18 years old. He took 3-4 defenders, ran past them, and just an absolutely beautiful shot to finish it. I thought it was incredible, honestly. And I loved it. He looks like he's in tip-top shape, like he hasn't lost a beat. And that's what you want going into a 2026 season, that they're going to go for 3-4 trophies. They want to win every single trophy. They have a team where they can win every single trophy. So to have him looking that good and that quickly, sometimes players need to kind of get a few games under their belt before they're looking, just like they did in the MLS Cup. That I thought that was amazing. And look, you and me were kind of talking a little bit about how much of this is him making sure that he's doesn't get overworked, doesn't overwork his muscles, is in tip-top shape for the World Cup, and how much of this is really, hey, it's preseason.
Right.
He already showed what he can do. He scored. He put on a show for the crowd. 60 something minutes, was that enough? And is that just why they took him out? And I really lean towards that. I think it's more about a Messi that again showed out, had a goal. This is against a really physical Barcelona SC team, a CONMEBOL South American team. You don't want to put him in, I guess, put that much risk on your best player, right? And on top of that, if you really paid attention to the field, that field didn't look in the best conditions, in my opinion. I saw players sliding all over the place. There were holes in the field. I mean, it wasn't the worst of fields. We've seen teams playing worse, but it was definitely not the best. So I think that just from a risk perspective, and it's preseason, come on, like he doesn't need to play 90 minutes. They went ahead and they took him out. He did his job. He put on a show for everybody. As far as the World Cup is concerned, I really, really, really don't think we're going to see that much game management because of World Cup. There may be game management because it's going to be a long season, Inter Miami season. But as far as World Cup, I think Messi is the type of guy that's dedicated to his club team. And yeah, he wants to be in tip-top shape for the World Cup. But part of that is making sure that he's getting the right amount of minutes, doing well in club. Like, think about it. If they just start subbing him out after 60, 70 minutes every game, he's not going to go into tip-top shape into that Club World Cup. He needs to get the reps and get the goals. And so I don't think from that perspective, I think you and me maybe differ a little bit there. But I think that from that perspective, the World Cup, we're not going to see a lot of that kind of affecting what we see in Inter Miami.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of those things where we're never going to really know, right? Like, they're never Inter Miami. It's not something that they, from a competitive standpoint, would ever disclose. The game plan for him and over these next 4 months is not something the public is going to be privy to. It's going to just happen, and we'll see. I agree that the best Messi is the Messi who continues to play consistently, and that's how he likes to. That's just the kind of player and the person he is. I agree that I think it was a planned thing. I think if there's any difference and we see a change in his participation in their final preseason match in Puerto Rico, then you can start maybe sounding an alarm. As far as we're concerned, though, I think preseason's going just to plan, and we got a sick goal out of him, and many more good to come.
And Berterame scored, so
Well,
that's
and
good
that's what I was
too.
about to say. That was exactly what I was going to transition to. Is that not more importantly, but almost as importantly as Messi scoring and having a good moment, is that our new striker, our new number 9, who's here to help Inter Miami, uh, cross the line and get even more trophies than last year, Berterame with a goal and starting and clearly, uh, the plan for the season as our number 9. What'd you see from him, that you liked or, that is good news?
I think he reminds me of a lot faster, quicker Luis Suarez.
Mhm. Yeah.
Luis Suarez earlier on in his career, where he's able to get the ball in and create space for himself to get the shot off. We saw that in the goal that he scored. Once he got the ball, I believe it was outside of the area, and he stopped it with his chest. He took a few dribbles, got into the box, went to the left side, had a couple of defenders on him, and was still able to get a good shot on goal. I believe it got deflected, but still, it was a really good shot on goal, and he scored. And that's, I think, what we can come to expect from Berterame going into this Inter Miami season, is him being able to create spaces for himself, but also being in the right place at the right time. He's a guy that's going to have a big presence, a big number 9 killer reference point inside that box area most of the time. I did say earlier on, I didn't think his profile was necessarily one that was going to be a guy sitting in line with the center backs and then just running into space. Can he do that? Yeah, it was more of a guy that was going to be ready to receive the ball at any time, be it Mura centering, Messi putting in a pass, Velasco, or when Reguilon gets back on that left side, whether it be him doing those Jordi Alba passes. These guys are going to have a guy just waiting there, ready to receive and to score. And he can score from inside the area, and he can score from outside the area. He scored some bangers, some rifle shots, absolute rockets from outside. So he's a guy that's definitely going to help his team score. And I can see him easily getting 15, especially with Messi feeding him. Easily see him 15 to 20 goals this season. I think we can expect a lot out of him. Also, by the way, this thing is getting hot. I am going to take this. I feel like I'm under a one of those tanning beds. I mean, not like I've ever been in one, but I would assume
You look so much tanner than me. I mean, I
Yeah.
know I haven't been in Florida, but oof. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'd assume.
yeah,
But
I agree with what you said. I think he's looks just like a professional, good goal scorer, and that's what this team needed. That's what we wanted. Uh, and it's exciting to see what he's gonna do. Mike with an interesting thing here saying needs to score 25 plus. If not, he's a bust. I don't know. 25 is a lot. That's strong. I think maybe 25 goal contributions, I would say, like including assists, including creating penalties. There's a lot of things that happen during a game. But wanting him to be a big part of the offense for sure.
So you think, okay, that I want to touch on that just because let's take a look at Luis Suarez stats with that and
I mean,
not this
Messi had
last
what,
season.
like 70 or 80 goal contributions last year? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to look at Luis Suarez's Inter Miami stats and see how many goals he had, not this season, but the prior season where he did it even better. So in 2024, he had 20 goals and 9 assists. Yeah, so I mean, I agree. I think Berterame has a higher expectation than Luis Suarez at Luis Suarez's age. You're talking about a guy that's in his 20s, that's coming in from a big club in Mexico, who's going to be your DP. I mean, he's younger and he's faster and he's a goal scorer like Suarez. I think the expectation has to be higher. If Luis Suarez scored 20 goals in 2024 at the age of 50, then I think that Berterame should have that higher expectation of 25. So I got to agree a big time with Mike. 25 goals is something that if he scores 15, actually, yes, that's way below expectations. 15. I should correct what I said. So 25 is a good number to me.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. Well, so someone though who will not be probably playing for Inter Miami and assisting with those goals, Baltasar Rodriguez came out today that most likely going to be staying at Racing and will not be an Inter Miami option. And obviously, he was someone who made a big impact in last season, specifically towards the end in that playoff run, and just what he helped with that transitioning of how the team's offense ran and the attacking ran. Um, what are your thoughts? And if he's going to be gone, do we say that Segovia now is kind of going to be asked to do, I'd say, a lot and be a really big part of this team, whether as a starter or off the bench, and fill that role that Baltasar Rodriguez did a good job of holding, I'd say.
Honestly, with how deep this team is, I mean, Baltasar Rodriguez at this point was a nice to have. It wasn't a necessity on this team anymore. Last season, you definitely needed him. He was somebody that really helped out in that midfield, that brought that a bit of offensiveness, but also his ability to get back and to help on defense, I think was invaluable. And he really stepped into that role and started to little by little earn his way into that starting lineup. And we saw how much Mascherano ended up leaning on him, especially going into that MLS Cup run where we ended up as champions. So at the end of the day, they tried multiple times, I think, to reach out to Racing. Racing was asking for about 4.5 million. They were not able to necessarily come up with that amount of money, especially
Yeah.
given all of the investment that Inter Miami had already made with bringing in some of these guys. Again, going back to Ayala, having to make De Paul a DP, wanting to bring in Berterame, investing in Facundo Mura, also from Racing. So they had already invested a lot of money. I think they wanted to bring in Baltasar at a cheaper price. Negotiations failed. They went back one more time. But as reported by Merlo online, he said that basically that's done. Like Baltasar is going to stay, as you said. But now, I mean, look who you have behind there. You have Berterame, who's going to 100% be there. You have Messi, who's going to be there. Then you talk about who are other guys that are going to be in that role that Baltasar was. You have everybody else around those two that I just mentioned, Berterame and Messi. You have Tadeo Allende, that's back. You have Silvetti, that's back. You have Ayala, De Paul, Telasco, David Ruiz. You have who am I forgetting? Who's our boy? I just forgot. I just
Yannick Bright.
blanked out. Yannick Bright. We have an insane amount of players that can play in that midfield and all starting caliber, literally all starting caliber, which is nuts. There's none of those that are named are bench caliber players. So at the end of the day, Baltasar was a nice to have, but I think that you have enough right now that you're not going to miss him. You're not going to miss a Baltasar Rodriguez. You're not. He's going to become an afterthought when you're halfway through the season and you've got these guys playing at an insanely high level. You're talking about Telasco Segovia, who's a starter for the Venezuelan national team. Like, he is really, really good. So I wish he would have come back, but it's just unfortunately the asking price was too high from Racing in Argentina.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Ash said it, he had a high motor, made a difference that way. Definitely players are gonna have to bring that intensity. But I believe they
Yeah.
will.
And sorry to touch on that. That's true. His motor was a big reason why he was there. I think Mascherano would have also leaned a little bit more on Telasco, but Telasco didn't have that motor that Baltasar had. Telasco many times when he started would have to be replaced earlier on in the second half than maybe Mascherano would have wanted to, simply because Telasco at that point had no more legs. You're talking about taking him out in the 60th to 70th minute. It was an issue. And then you have Baltasar that's playing equally as good, if not better, as Telasco. I think it's a bit of a different profile, but still kind of they can take on the same responsibilities, but a guy that is not going to be exhausted in the 65th minute, 70th minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So it will be interesting to see. This is a good question here by Carl, and this is kind of a show where we can talk about whatever, whatever we're feeling. Is Miami's defense going to improve? Well, I'd start by saying if you compare the defense to how it'd been previous seasons, our defense is in really good shape. And we did lose Jordi Alba, but having a healthy Ian Frey, uh, Falcon, etc., makes a big difference in the defense. So I think I feel good about the defense. What do you think? We saw obviously some debuts on defense at this previous match, and Mascherano is going to have options.
Well, he's definitely gonna have plenty of options at the defense. He's just got to figure
Yeah.
out the right fit. This last game, obviously, St. Clair in goal with Frey Falcon, Michael Silva, and Allen were your defenders. Allen on that left side, I believe. Yeah, Allen on that left side, Mura on that right side. Look, I mean, Falcon to me is a staple in that defense at this point. We know he may not be
Yeah.
the fastest, but he's definitely got the IQ. We know that he can put himself in the right positions. We saw how many times he saved these goal line chances last season where he'd stick his head and his big old hair in the way and head those balls out, and he's just that IQ and that ability, I think, to be able to command that back line, make sure everybody's in line to draw off sides and all that. I think that IQ is necessary, and at the risk of some of he's not the slowest, but he's not the fastest. Michael, however you want to pronounce it, from Brazil, is a guy that's a really good defender. But the question is, does he bring that speed that you need if you already have a guy that's not that fast at center back position? I think that maybe is one of the biggest question marks, is the speed in that back line, especially at center back. I think that's probably something that Mascherano is going to really have to tinker with and figure out. Noah Allen, I think he's your backup, whether it be your backup center back or your backup left back. For now, Reguilon is not around. We'll have to see how long he takes to recuperate. But you have Noah Allen, that's the starting caliber defender that can start at that left side, and then you have Facundo Mura on the right. Is it going to be Mura, or is it going to be Ian Frey on that as your right back? Are you going to move Ian Frey to play alongside Falcon with instead of Mikael? We'll have to see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions. Like, I wish I could come and tell you exactly what that back line looks like, but the issue is that you have so many versatile players that Mascherano right now at his disposition has the ability to create that backline however he wants. Noah Allen, left back or center back? Ian Frey, center back or right back? Facundo Mura, starting right back from Racing. It's like it's. I mean, you can change that line also depending on who you're going to face. So, I mean, it's really tough to see. Are they better? I think they're better. I think they're definitely better. When you bring in Reguilon, who comes in with a lot of pedigree from some of these top clubs in Europe, I think you get better. When you bring in Facundo Mura from Racing, who was a finalist in Argentina, a really top flight club in Argentina, I think that's a huge plus, right? I think you only get better there. And then again, you bring Mikael. This defense is better. I 100% think it's better. I'm just very curious to see how Mascherano is going to tinker with it.
Agreed. I have a question. It's kind of a little off topic, but I was thinking of it because we were talking about different places. Have you been watching any of the Winter Olympics?
I did. I saw some chick with a broken ACL absolutely demolish herself when she got caught by a flag.
Lindsey Vonn, yeah.
Lizzie Vonn. I saw a couple. I saw Jake Paul's fiance win gold. And I've seen some figure skating. I've seen some of that. Yeah. I think it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. A lot of times I don't know what I'm looking at. We don't have snow in Miami, so I don't have, there's no, but I think it's really cool. Actually, I enjoy the Winter Olympics. I'm looking forward to hockey. Seeing the hockey when the men's hockey starts.
Yeah. No, I love just the overall like fanfare and same thing for World Cup, Summer Olympics, etc. Just I think it's such a cool part of the world, right? Like that the world does this together, like puts on this show.
They should have snow like soccer. Like I don't know why that's not a thing.
Oh my
God,
remember that clip of that Canadian game where that was insane.
That's nuts.
You can miss me with that. You can miss me with that. I don't want to be, but as a fan, yeah, maybe the players, it's whatever. As a fan, you're gonna sit there in the freezing snow. No.
But I wouldn't be there to watch it. I'd watch it on TV. But I think it just shows that it's doable. If Canada can do it in a blizzard, I think it's doable in a nice setup over there in Winter Olympics, wherever the heck they are. I think they're in Italy or something. But I think it'd be fun to watch, honestly. Snow soccer and do a little.
Would you rather play in the cold or the heat? Like in the unbearable heat or in the freezing cold?
I'll tell you two things. One, playing in the unbearable heat is awful. I've done it, and you feel it's the worst. The thing with the snow and playing in cold weather is when you breathe in that cold air, it absolutely, especially when you're running. I'm not talking about just standing or sitting down in cold air. When you're actually playing soccer in cold, breathing that cold air, it's the most disgusting feeling ever. You feel it down in your esophagus, in your solar plexus. It's awful, awful, awful. I remember playing, like being in my teens, and mind you, this is like this is Miami talk here. Being in 50-degree weather, sitting on the bench, 50 degree. Everybody in New York or anywhere else is like 50 degrees is like a summer day for us. I'm talking about sitting 50-degree weather on the bench with our sweatpants and our sweatshirts on, and the coach being like, "All right, guys, warm up." And we were like, "Oh, I do not want to get off this bench." It's tough to play in the cold. I would rather play, I think, in the heat, honestly.
Yeah. No, I agree. Mike said curling is the best sport. I
Is
kind
that the
of
one where you
with the thingy, yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. It is
I think it's
crazy.
pretty cool. I don't understand it, but I think it's pretty cool.
All of them are crazy.
The fact that you can make something follow you with doing vacuuming the ice or whatever that thing is, I don't even know. I don't know the physics behind that, honestly, but it looks incredibly interesting.
Crazy. Yeah. World Cup is only a few months away, and that'll be us hosting, and you're already starting to see different parts of America preparing for it. And look, Copa America, I don't think was the greatest logistical setup of all time. Hopefully, they've learned in the 2 years since, and we'll see something better. They've already started naming home bases in different cities. I believe, I believe
Portugal is in Miami.
Portugal's in Miami, and Argentina's in Kansas City, I believe.
Really,
Yeah.
really, that's interesting. I thought they would do it here because of Messi also in Miami, but maybe once Portugal came in, they're like,
Yeah.
nah, we can't have Portugal and Argentina in the same spot. You know, we can't have Messi catching Ronaldo in the Publix. There may have maybe some issues there.
Can you imagine could you imagine Ronaldo in Publix? Honestly, I guess Messi now, like, he's just such a down to earth, cool guy that, like, see, we've seen him in Publix multiple times. It's crazy. But
I would honestly think it'd be hilarious for Ronaldo and Messi to run into each other as they're getting like chicken tender
they're for
subs at
Luke.
Publix.
Yeah.
That
100%,
would be really cool.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And also, look, we're 2 months away from Freedom Park, the new Inter Miami Stadium opening, and we're starting to see seats being put in, and it is looking exciting. And the reason I brought that up is because something cool that was announced today that I thought we should talk about from Joe Pompliano from Sportico. Inter Miami is now Major League Soccer's most valuable team. Only been in existence for 6 years in terms of having actual players, but over almost 1.5 billion evaluation, higher than LAFC, LA Galaxy, Atlanta, all these different teams. Now 5 MLS teams with over $1 billion valuations. Pretty freaking impressive to see. I mean, look, we obviously know it's the Messi effect, but that's pretty fast, and everything you're going to see with this new stadium, this new Freedom Park, the academy, and Inter Miami winning the MLS champion, $1 billion valuation. Like, we've talked about this in so many different ways, Gian, but it's not just Messi in the moment. It's about what you're creating for the community and for the legacy, and it's pretty sick what's already happened.
Dude, that's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Look, David Beckham purchased the rights for Inter Miami expansion team for $25 million. The team was valued in 2021 at 600 million and between 600 million and 650 million dollars. I love Inter Miami. I think the Moss brothers are amazing. If I was in the position, oh my God, would I sell in a heartbeat? Are you kidding me? What did you say? 1 point what billion?
1.45 billion.
1.4. Oh my God, you sell that, you make a cool $800 million. I am selling Inter Miami faster than I can spell Mississippi. And I just made that saying up. I don't know if it even exists. So that may be mine. That's a first. But dude, that is $800 million. If you sell that team, I would sell it in a heartbeat. Chat, please.
Maybe that's why you don't own a team, because
we-
then they think you sell it.
I would sell it in a heartbeat. Look, yeah, I mean Messi,
They
come on.
should, yeah.
Yes, I mean we would definitely sell that. It'd be $800
Yeah, but
million.
would you rather sell a team or own a team that has Messi as your star?
I'd rather have $800 million in my pocket.
Yeah, but they already have a lot of money in their
and
pocket.
go buy club seats to watch Messi every single match. I would sell that.
It's crazy.
But
it's crazy.
That's just an insane amount of money, and obviously Messi has every single bit to do with it. But number one, you bring in Messi, that I think increases your valuation twofold, and then the fact that you have Messi on here just brings all these other players that wouldn't be on Inter Miami if Messi wasn't here. You're talking about De Paul. De Paul would have never been here. Suarez would have never been here. Maybe Busquets. Maybe I think he was talking about how he was planning on doing that regardless of Messi. Jordi, I don't know if he would have been here, but all these other guys, there are guys like Tadeo Allende is back because Messi's here. St. Clair is here because Messi's here. He said it very clearly. Like a lot of these guys are here because Messi is here, and that just all the caliber of players that the Inter Miami team has been able to bring in because of Messi has inflated that valuation. Then you talk about all the jersey sales. You talk about how they're investing in this Freedom Park and how much revenue that's going to bring in. I mean, it's really.
It looks cool. I passed it a few times.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
No, it's insane. It's quite a time to be alive as an Inter Miami fan. I mean, honestly, their valuation does nothing for me personally. It doesn't affect my pocket. I wish it did. But it's cool to see how quickly this team has been able to grow financially. And I think if I could take away one thing as a fan from this valuation, again, something that puts no money in my pocket, if I can take one thing, it would be, it just shows that this team is primed to keep investing, which is, I think, is a good sign for us. We don't have to worry about Messi leaving and then it's being like, okay, well, it's back to the drawing board or it's back to being irrelevant. No, I think that once Messi leaves, they've kind of set the tone for what this Inter Miami team is going to be for the future and say, yeah, after this, Messi's going to leave, but you're talking about a $1.4 billion club. We're going to go here and bring in the next best player after Messi's gone. We're going to bring in the next best player after Messi's gone. And we're going to keep investing in the community. We're going to keep investing in this team. So as a fan, you can be sure that we're going to continue to be a competitive team no matter what.
The league is doing great. I mean, when you have, like I said, 5 of 20 teams or 5 of 28 teams having over $1 billion valuations, like it's pretty good. And you're starting to see players of all calibers choosing to come to the US, choosing to come play for MLS, knowing of like the Messi exposure, but we're seeing now Human Son exposure. Like I'm excited, obviously, as a Tottenham fan and as someone who has seen Son for many years. I'm really excited to watch him play against my team. It's pretty cool, and so I just think the way everything's going it's really cool.
Dude,
and it's really
you think
exciting.
1.4 is a lot? Wait till they win. Wait till they win Libertadores. Then they're going to be even higher. So,
damn, imagine we're in the Libertadores. Like, how insane would that be? We could be at every game. Be insane. What happens if they play though your team? Guayaquil, what are you gonna do?
Okay, don't
Have you
insult
thought
me.
about this?
My team is
Have
not
you thought about
Guayaquil.
this?
My team is not Barcelona. That's the team I despise. My team is Liga de Quito. Liga de Quito.
I'm sorry. You're right. I knew. I was thinking of the city.
Which
I knew that.
since 2008, we've won 1 Libertadores, 2 Sudamericanas, 2 Recopas, and we almost won an international cup against Manchester United if it wasn't for freaking Cristiano Ronaldo. But if they played, look, I have to be real here. I have to be transparent with you guys. You guys know I would never lie. I would never lie to you, Ash, and I would never lie to chat here. If Inter Miami played my team, Liga de Quito, it's Liga de Quito Corazón, 100%. I'm sorry, 100%. But if they're not facing Liga de Quito, 100% rooting for Inter Miami all the way to win that Libertadores. Because it'd be sick. Imagine they win Libertadores and then they go and they play the Intercontinental Cup where they can face if they go through the different stages of the Intercontinental Cup, which is the winner of here versus the winner of all the other leagues, or the other, Champions League and that sort of thing, they
Mhm.
could end up facing a Real Madrid. Imagine a Real Madrid versus Inter Miami, or Inter Miami versus a Barcelona or a Liverpool or Man City for a cup.
Yeah.
How disgusting would that be? And I know it sounds crazy to talk about this, but it's realistic. It's very realistic. And the president of CONMEBOL recently said he's left the door open for CONCACAF to send its teams to come and compete. It's been done before. This is not something new, so it's realistic to think about it. It's something I think can happen.
100%. Yeah. Well, so there's one preseason game left. Obviously, it's going to be in Puerto Rico. And then we're, 11 days away from the start of the season. What have your overall thoughts been of the preseason, and how do you think this final match is going to go?
I think my first thought is, does anybody play soccer in Puerto Rico? I didn't even know Puerto Ricans liked soccer, honestly. I thought it was all basketball and baseball. So the fact that I found out that Inter Miami was playing in Puerto Rico, I was very
Versus a team
astonished.
from Ecuador?
Especially versus a team from Ecuador. That was astonishing to me. But nonetheless, it's cool. That's what they're trying to do. MLS is trying to expand the game, right? Same as NFL playing games in London, same as NBA playing games in wherever the heck they're playing games. They're trying to bring the game abroad. I think that's what MLS is trying to do, and I think that that's good for the league. They're trying to get as many people watching as possible. So for fans in Puerto Rico to get the chance to watch a game where, I mean, they otherwise wouldn't have that opportunity, and to see a really good Inter Miami team, to see a legend like Messi in Puerto Rico, and then to see a really good team from Ecuador. Independiente del Valle is a team that has had many good soccer players come out there. You're talking about Moises Caicedo, that plays in Chelsea, came from Independiente del Valle. You're talking about Piero Hincapié, who plays for Arsenal, starter in Arsenal, also comes from Independiente del Valle. Kendry Páez, that went to Chelsea and is now playing. Like, a lot of good players. So you're talking about two really good teams. It's definitely going to be a really good show, a spectacle for Puerto Rican teams.
Will
Will
Bad
Bad
Bunny
Bunny
be performing?
perform during the
That's the
halftime of
question.
the preseason game? That'll be interesting to see as well. Will Bad Bunny play at the halftime show between Inter Miami and Independiente del Valle?
Tune in
I
to
think that's
find out.
I think that's a great question. Will it happen? I don't know. Will Carol G be
I love
there?
Puerto
Will
Rico. I really do. San Juan is one of my favorite cities.
I've been there. I've been
Genuinely.
there once. I've been
I
there
love Puerto
once.
Rico. I love it's
Um,
like it's an island, but it also has this beautiful city, this beautiful history. It has a yunque, is a rainforest. Like it's just really special. The food special, the people special. Really cool place.
I think what's cool about it too, I definitely agree with. I think what's cool about it too is I was there with my family. We rented a car and just started to drive around the island just randomly, and you just find these random beaches,
Amazing.
like in the
Yeah,
middle, like a little
amazing.
town
Yeah,
of like 10 houses, and they've got
yeah,
a private. Well, it's not private, but it's like their own
yeah,
beach. You just and I remember just parking on the side of the road and getting onto this beautiful beach that could be a beach at Sandals, Jamaica. Like, it's
yeah.
so beautiful, and you're like the only one. It's just incredible. It's a beautiful place. So, the fact that they can experience
Maybe we'll do a Messi
football
Co.
would be cool.
Leadership retreat to Puerto Rico. We
Yes,
have to
yeah.
do
And
our annual meeting.
we'll have to reach out to Ethan, see if he can sponsor that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. Our
Ethan,
5
if
Reasons
you're
Sports,
watching,
annual meeting, no doubt. It
we'll
will
have to
be
ask
exciting
El
to watch,
Presidente.
though, see us how that plays out, and then, yeah, I mean, the season's right here, like, it feels like just yesterday we won that final against Vancouver. I think I'm ready for this season to start. I'm ready for the new, April 4th kicking off at Miami Freedom Park. Uh, what a lot of people worked really hard on, and just for the community in South Florida, these soccer fans, the kids, all these things, I think it's just gonna be super, super awesome.
I cannot wait for that new stadium. Honestly, I cannot
I
wait. I
know.
saw that this week they were putting in the
The seats,
seats
yeah.
now. So that's pretty cool. I mean, they better hurry up. They've got a couple months, so it's a lot of
Yeah.
seats. There's a lot of seats to put in, and but it's coming along quickly. And obviously it's in phases. It's like you're not going to get there and then every single thing around the stadium is going to be ready. No, obviously they need the parking garage, the seats, and the grass. That's basically what you're going to see when you get there. But all of that dining, I'm excited about. I actually went to over in Midtown. They have, I don't know if you went, Ash, they have the building where Inter Miami has all
Right. You
like
can
the
see it.
stadium, and
I
you can
haven't
do
gone to it yet. Yeah.
so I went there and they kind of explained to us how everything's going to be. It's like 5 or 6 phases. I think like the last phase when everything's really, really done and ready to go is probably like in 2029, 2030, something like that. So like 5 years from now, but little by little, you'll start to see the dining and all of the stores. And I think that's going to be cool because you're always going to have something going on around the stadium. It just brings a lot of buzz around the team. So I'm excited about that. And I hope they make fields that you can play on too. You know, that 5v5, 6v6 with your friends. It'll be really neat.
It'd be totally 100%. Has the roof been installed yet?
Yeah, so they put the awning already.
The awning, yeah.
I'm not a construction expert, so I don't know how much, like, I don't know what screws are missing on the awning or anything like that, but definitely the
My
awning
IKEA instructions,
seems like,
yeah.
the awning definitely is up, or what looks like an awning seems to be up already. So
The design in general looks cool, looks spaceship vibes. Like it gives me Tottenham Stadium vibes a little bit, where like it looks really futuristic, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Exciting.
As long as it doesn't give you toilet bowl vibes like Real Madrid Stadium, we're good.
Right, it doesn't give toilet bowl vibes. I will really quick, this is a kind of off topic, but this is a show about soccer. Man United fan doesn't get to cut his hair.
Oh, wait, did they lose?
They tied. They scored a goal in extra time. They had like
No.
5 chances to win, honestly, like 5 almost chances, and so
That's not.
honestly, the kid should be happy because he's gonna if he cut his hair, like, then the gag would be over. Now he
But
gets to keep.
it's not even like his hair is going down. It's like a square. He looks like SpongeBob. It's like a
Yeah, he
square.
gotta rock some braids or something.
That's what I would
Yeah.
do. I'd at least blow dry it or do something. But that thing, it's not. He looks like a chia pet. Like it's just
Yeah,
not.
it doesn't look comfortable. It doesn't look comfortable.
Did Chelsea play today? That's who I go for because
Chelsea didn't win. Cole Palmer had an absolute sitter to win the game.
Sick.
Crazy,
And I
but
think
he didn't
Arsenal
get it.
plays tomorrow.
Tottenham lost, which is I want that coach gone, and it makes me mad. But you know what? We are Europa League champions, and we'll always have that. But it's not been a great season.
Is
So far.
Xavi Simmons?
I
Would
love
you
say
say
I love
is
Javi Simmons. I think
yeah.
he has no support around him, and the way that the coach is setting it up, the players have. I mean, we've had an injury crisis. There's a lot of different things I could say that is putting him in difficult positions. I still though see the magic of him, and I see that like there's a big ceiling, for what he can do. It's just been, I mean, James Matt, there's like 11. Like I think they said today 7 of 11 players that would normally start in Tottenham's S11 like are injured, which is a lot of your
At that point, there's
best.
not much you can do. Like it's kind of out of your
Yeah.
hands at that point. And Man City, I think, is like 4
Been a
points
weird
behind
Premier League
Arsenal.
season.
I just like that Man United. I think any Premier League season where Man United is doing good is a good season, and I like that they're doing better. Like they've been playing a lot better. Man
I think it
City's
makes
trying
it
to catch up
interesting,
to
yeah.
Arsenal. I love that Hincapié is starting in Arsenal a lot of times. And I don't know. Did you watch that whole debacle with
Liverpool
Haaland?
versus Man City? Yeah.
Dude, that was nuts. Honestly, I'm not a fan of like calling that play back and then giving the red card on that. It was weird. That was honestly the craziest finish I think I've seen in
Liverpool really bottled that. It was crazy.
Dude, yeah, but no, Premier League is the best league in the world. By far. As much as I'm a FC Barcelona fan, but dude, I will watch every single Premier League game. Like in La Liga, I'll watch a Real Madrid game.
Intensity,
No. In La Liga, I'll watch Barcelona. I'll watch a Real Madrid game, maybe an Atletico Madrid game, but I'm not watching Getafe versus freaking Valencia or something. But Premier League, dude, I watched the Brentford game, for goodness sake. Brentford playing disgusting. Like I'll watch any game any day in Premier League, and you're gonna catch an insane game. It's just.
And now we're getting to Champions League knockout. Like it's obviously. Let's quick Super Bowl, I'm happy. Hate the Patriots. You should we're from
Yes,
Miami.
yes.
Hate the
I could give
Patriots.
a crap about Seattle, but the fact that the
Me too, but
Patriots
they beat the
lost,
Patriots.
honestly,
Yep.
was beautiful. Was beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. It's just a successful Super Bowl
The
for
Heat
me. I
made
don't
no
know.
big moves in the trade deadline, which sucks. Now we're just doing like a
Dude,
recap of sports around the world.
oh my God.
I know
The
it's
Heat.
frustrating, and I watched the game last night. It's tough.
Dude, the Jazz pulled their starters in the fourth quarter because they're trying to lose. We could not beat a team that is purposely trying to lose. We could not beat them. That is insane. And the Heat were the only I think the Heat were the only team in the East that didn't do anything. And they were the only team, no, and they were one of 3 teams in the entire league that did nothing. It is just
Pat Riley washed.
this is soccer and this is a football thing, but we have to vent. The Heat is absolute
It's tough
doo-doo.
right now.
It's the
It was
worst.
such a high for a few years, like Jimmy Butler and everything. Like it worked. I mean, they were this close to
Yeah.
winning a championship a few times, and it brought the excitement, everything. They didn't have a good
But
phase out
that's
plan.
what's beautiful about Inter Miami. I really, given this ownership, I know that we will never have to live a Miami Heat moment with this Inter Miami
Or
team.
Dolphins, yeah.
I mean,
No, it's true.
this is gonna be
We have
this is gonna be a
ambition,
grovel fest
depth.
over everybody in Miami except for the Heat. Oh, the Panthers. The Panthers are great too, and unfortunately,
Oh,
they've just been
yeah.
injured this season. So,
Heated
but
rivalry. Speaking of hockey,
yeah,
that's a show.
true. But yeah, we're let's just say we're blessed to have the Moss brothers and this Inter Miami team that will never be afraid to spend money and to bring in the top talent. We'll never have to worry. I think what we've been through until this moment, as far as being like bottom feeders and all that, like that's a thing of the past. I don't post Messi. I don't even think we're ever going to have to deal with
No.
that again at this point, which is
No, because
just
we're building that infrastructure, like that legacy. And I'm actually gonna go back to this comment from Ash. I think it's a good way to end. We have enough talent to play positionless football, and I think that's what we're gonna see this season. We're gonna have a lot of excitement, a lot of moving parts, a lot of players, a lot of ambition. And as long as we're covering a team that has ambition, growth, progress, championship pedigree, and Lionel Messi, I'll take it. Right?
yeah, 100% agreed. 100% agreed. This team
Awesome.
has enough players to field multiple first teams, which is insane. And I really do think this is the season where we win not only MLS Cup, but I think Champions Cup. I think this is a season, so I'm
And
excited.
hopefully the Berterame is something that we're really heavily considering because, like, damn, would it be an amazingly fun tournament to be a part of and cover.
Yeah.
But look, we're just getting started. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Messi Co. Like we said earlier, one preseason match left to go this weekend in Puerto Rico. Make sure we'll be tuned in. We'll do some coverage. We'll be back with our weekly episode next week. And then, like we said, we're then a week away from the start of the MLS season and the start of Inter Miami being the champions, defending their crown, playing against Human Son and LAFC. It'll be really exciting. We're excited to be here with you. Make sure you're following us on X at Messi Co. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube at 5 Reasons Football. We're going to continue having new episodes, new segments. We're going to incorporate more stuff with the global game. We're going to do World Cup episodes. We love soccer. We love watching it on a global scale. So we're going to keep bringing that in. Make sure you comment. Let us know what you think, what you'd like to hear us talk about. It's what we're here for. And we want to just keep growing the community. It's an exciting time. So yeah. So for this episode of Messi Co, I'm Ashley. That is Gian. And we will see you next time.
See you later.